that has their podcast that seems to be in major fight.
But here's the twist. That dream might be a ticking time bomb, and time is quickly running out. You might be asking yourself, just how bad can things really get? Well, here's where things take a turn. Even with big names like Shaq in your corner, financial troubles don't show mercy. Angel's dream podcast is barely holding on. She believed she had finally made it, thriving in her basketball career, enjoying a luxurious lifestyle, and launching a podcast meant to tie it all together. But what happens when success alone isn't enough to stop everything from crumbling?
Baby, I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at.
Is there a hidden truth behind their sponsor, Improved Collective's headquarters, and its disturbing run of financial breakdowns? Could this be something far deeper than just a string of bad luck?
Neil's The Big Podcast and Angel Reese's Unapologetically Angel podcast have captivated fans with their mix of sports insights, cultural commentary, and fun personal stories. Both shows are part of
People's Bettered Collective, the sponsor behind Angel's podcast, boasts a staggering valuation of $820 million. But here's the twist. Even with that kind of fortune, no one's paycheck seems safe after this strange series of events. The big question now is, how can a company worth so much still have everyone's financial stability dangling by a thread? Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
which operates under Better Collective, a media giant valued at $820 million. Yet, recent financial hurdles at Better Collective could bring
Picture this. You wake up one morning to discover that the very company backing your podcast has just laid off 100 employees. Not exactly the ideal setup for your show's future, right? That's the harsh reality Angel Reese just faced, watching her sponsor's foundation collapse right beneath her. The real question now is, what comes next?
beloved podcast. Again, I don't know how beloved Angel Reese's podcast is, but Shaq's got a...
Bettered Collective didn't just trim a few positions. They wiped out an entire team. Their stock tumbled 36.5% in a single day, wiping out millions almost instantly, faster than Angel's fan base disappeared after her latest career stumble. And here's the bigger issue. When the company supporting you is in freefall, those paychecks don't arrive as expected. Angel might have pictured a slam dunk, but right now it's like trying to play basketball with a football. It just doesn't work. To make things worse, analysts are already sounding alarms that these financial problems could put both Angel and her podcast in serious jeopardy. The question now is, can she bounce back before it's too late?
Late October, Better Collective announced over 100 layoffs, citing challenges in the U.S. and slower growth in Brazil. This announcement led to a staggering 36.5% drop in the company.
That's right. Bettered Collective fell short of its projected profits by an astonishing $75 million. And here's the kicker. This financial catastrophe isn't just a temporary setback. It could very well signal the end of Angel's podcast entirely. The burning question now is, can she figure out a way to keep her dream alive? Or is this game already over?
Revenue outlook for 2024 from a possible $460 million down to as low as $385 million. So they came in about $75 million short of what they had forecast.
Now, let's unpack why this matters so much. You might recall that Angel recently took a job in the WNBA, even saying it barely covers her expenses. That statement didn't exactly earn her any fans. And now, with her podcast hanging by a thread, the question is, where does she turn next?
Oh, here comes the...
Now, let's unpack why this matters so much. You might recall that Angel recently took a job in the WNBA, even saying it barely covers her expenses. That statement didn't exactly earn her any fans. And now, with her podcast hanging by a thread, the question is, where does she turn next?
As far as some of the things with Angel Reese is like, you can't simultaneously be like hating pays, and then not try to play.
If that's true, Angel may have made a serious misstep by going all in on her podcast without considering the very real chance that those paychecks could vanish, especially now, with her sponsor's finances in freefall. She's left asking herself, was this a smart move or a costly miscalculation?
Continues to make me shake my head, honestly. Complaining about the WNBA salary not being able to cover her $100,000 rent.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000.
It's tone deaf mentioning this type of money, paid $8K.
Angel went all in on her podcast, counting on it to support her extravagant lifestyle, including her jaw-dropping $100,000 a year rent. Yes, you read that right. Her entire WNBA salary doesn't even cover her living expenses. And now, with the future of her podcast hanging in the balance, the pressing question is, how long can she keep this going before everything comes crashing down?
In her pretend prep, they started talking about the minimum wage salaries in the WNBA. Angel Reese was complaining because her woke welfare donations from the dump aren't enough to cover her rent in Chicago. The WNBA currently donates around $75,000 a year to Angel Reese to not sell out home games while also finding new unique ways to miss layups. Tough job, but Angel Reese, to her...
While her honesty is admirable, it raises an important question. Why live in such a lavish home if she can't truly afford it? Was this bold confidence or simply poor financial planning? Her podcast was meant to be her ticket to success, but with financial pressures closing in, Angel might need a solid backup plan, and the real question is, what will her next move be? Here's the situation. Angel Reese made a major miscalculation by relying too heavily on her income streams. She didn't get paid in college, so this WNBA paycheck is basically a bonus. She once said, playing for 4 to 5 months and making $75,000 plus endorsements, that's a win for me. But let's clear something up. Podcasting isn't a guaranteed path to wealth. Unlike Shaq, who treats media ventures as a side hustle, Angel depends on her show to significantly supplement her already modest WNBA salary. Rumors suggest her monthly earnings range anywhere from $5,200 to $82,400, a huge gap, and the reality is likely far less glamorous. While her show has grown an audience, Bettered Collective, the company backing it, is struggling, and financial instability trickles down. Sponsorship cuts could hit her hard. And here's another problem. YouTube popularity doesn't automatically translate to podcast success. It's like trying to dunk on a moving hoop. No guaranteed points. A big name alone isn't enough. Just ask Meghan Markle or the Obamas, whose podcasts flopped despite huge budgets and massive platforms. Angel is learning the hard way that a well-known name doesn't equal a thriving podcast if you're not delivering. Top-tier content is everything. Fans don't stick around for a simple, "Hey guys, welcome to my show" moment. They crave exclusive behind-the-scenes stories, real game breakdowns, and raw insights, things they can't get anywhere else. Even massive deals flop. Look at Spotify. Despite bankrolls from Meghan Markle and the Obamas, their shows still failed. So, what makes Angel think she can break the trend? Let's talk numbers. Angel pays a staggering $100,000 a year in rent, more than her entire WNBA salary. That's an enormous financial burden when the average rent in Chicago is just around $2,000 per month. Even with a WNBA paycheck of $1.73 million, her rent alone consumes a massive portion of her income. And if her podcast doesn't succeed, she's staring at a financial checkmate. For perspective, financial experts recommend spending no more than 25% of your income on rent. Angel is well past that. Losing the podcast could be catastrophic. Success isn't just about fame. It's about engaging content and keeping an audience. Sponsors don't just throw money at big names. They want listeners who stay engaged. Revenue spikes typically happen around the 30 to 45-minute mark, meaning if people tune out early, the money dries up. Social media clips may rack up views, but if no one listens to the full episodes, the podcast is in serious trouble. Bettered Collective, the firm backing Angel's podcast, is facing major financial struggles. If they can't stabilize, cutbacks could directly threaten her show's future. Angel has no choice but to treat every episode like a game-winning performance. If she fails, her lavish lifestyle might be the first casualty, and fans aren't staying quiet. Social media is buzzing with criticism, with one fan bluntly saying it's not exactly the smartest game plan. Unlike Shaq, who could lose a podcast tomorrow with little impact, Angel doesn't have that luxury. If her podcast fails, it could jeopardize her entire career and financial future. To make matters worse, the WNBA season is over. There's no game content to fuel discussions. Unless she reinvents her show fast, this could be game over. At the end of the day, Angel isn't just gambling on a podcast. She's gambling on her future. And right now, the odds are stacked against her.